Hi guys, welcome back for another set of roster reviews today. I am back with Maverick Ag '06. Maverick Ag, how's it going?
Going good, man. Let's get to work.
All right, we're going to kick this off with Morbius Storm right after the intro. So guys, if you're ready for it, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Our first roster review today is Morbius Storm. Basically, we're going to break this down by Dark Dimension to see if we can give him some also tips for some Doom Raid characters as he's looking those out. He's a little afraid he might have jumped the gun, may not have done the proper investment. We're going to evaluate that and maybe we can help him correct course if that is true. So with all that said, let's jump into his MSF.gg. All right, before we jump into Morbius Storm's roster here, I do want to point out he is a free-to-play player, over 400 days in the game. So some of the stuff, he may not have the newest stuff unlocked, so we're going to try to see if we can work around it. But first, starting off here, we have a Sinister, a Jubilee, a Ghost, a Cap Sam. I'm not seeing anything premature here. I think he's off to a great start. What are your takeaways here?
For global, this is fantastic. You've got characters for the most part that are going to help you both in Doom raids and in Dark Dimension. Sam Wilson going to be definitely a key part of both. Jubilee, absolutely. Ghost and Sinister are more Dark Dimension viable than they are Doom Raid viable, but you can use both of them in there. I would love to see if you have an abundance of skill gear, the other Secret Avengers, but it sounds like he really doesn't.
Yeah.
I think he's in a good shape with global going a route of Sam Wilson, Sinister, Ghost, and then Jubilee for DD3. You'll have to spread out to another character, whether that be Emma Frost or Barrett Zemo, or hopefully a Secret Avenger that you farm up by then.
He's got a 4-star Sharon 4 red, so he's got one he could.
Sharon Carter would be great. Yeah. Is that a two red star 7-star Ultron at level 1?
What?
That's a 3 red star 7.
Holy smokes! He's better than mine.
I mean, I'd take a look at bringing up Ultron.
Yeah.
Especially for Doom rates before you get Doom. If you've already invested all of the dark promotion credits to get your Ultron to 3 red stars, having him at level 1, not helping your roster any. I would consider doing that. Just for tack. Hell, I mean, like that's a great way to cover, at least until you can get through DD4.
All right, that's good. I mean, all good stuff. You're off to a great start. Just some recommendations there. Let's move on to Cosmic. He has a Gamora, a Kestrel, Falavel, Nebula, and Moondragon. I don't know where this guy said he prematurely jumped at something. He's doing a fantastic job. What are your takeaways here?
I mean, Cosmic, he's got Infinity Watch girls plus Kestrel already basically done. The only other thing that I would add for Cosmic is, Deathpool is really good, and she's going to bring a lot to Dark Dimension in terms of energy generation.
Yeah, and
she's going to bring a lot to Doom raids. Minerva's going to bring a lot to Dark Dimension, but I wouldn't necessarily run Minerva if you have the ability to run all 4 Infinity Watch girls plus Kestrel.
Yeah.
And that Moondragon might be a little bit squishy at only 3 stars, but maybe that's a point where you decide to build up Deathpool and drop Moondragon and bring in Deathpool. But I would order them priority wise for Dark Dimension, Kestrel, Gamora, Phyla-Vell, and then take your pick on a 4th, 5th. Nebula, probably Deathpool.
Yeah.
Just depending on what you have more origin gear for. Build your surfer, but don't make it a priority.
Yeah. So I did scroll down, saw your surfer at 3 red. So that is another one you can build up, but it doesn't. For Dark Dimension's sake, for where you're at currently, it's not a desperate priority, but you definitely build it at some point. Next up, let's go City, and we have Okay, so this is where he's probably looking for the most amount of advice, as there is nothing in G14 territory currently. Doc Ock, Symbiote Spider-Man, yeah, he probably at this point is going to keep going forward with them. Let's see. We have no cloak, no dagger, somewhat expected. Shang-Chi didn't spend the 1,000 power cores to make him 4-star. Anti-Venom sitting there level 1 with 4 red. Who are some other characters that are good for City? Actually, we're probably starting to run out here. All right, so what are you thinking here?
Doc Ock and Symbiote Spider-Man. I mean, realistically speaking, that's a good core, but you've got to at least get the traditional 3-piece with Anti-Venom and Scream up. I mean, if you want to leave Carnage and Venom down, I completely get it and completely understand it. But Anti-Venom and Scream kind of need to be there. And then at this point, if you're wanting to be progressive and forward thinking, I'm looking at characters that are newer or past the Surfer mark. So to me, that's if you unlock Cloak and Dagger, that's Shang-Chi even at 3 stars. Eventually, he's going to be able to get more stars, and he'll be even better. Misty Knight and Colleen Wing are options, especially as they become more farmable. But this seems to be more of a longer-term project, so time is going to allow for him to naturally build and progress some of those characters up as well. So I would definitely prioritize first the 2 that he's got working on those Doc Ock and Symbiote Spider-Man, then Anti-Venom, Scream, and I know Carnage is a great other option for that. But, if you get a Mega Orb drop that gives you, 100 Colleen Wing shards, that might be an option to go. Or Shang-Chi or Misty Knight, any one of those more forward-thinking characters as well. And if you're if you get a great drop on Multiple Man and are working towards Adam Warlock, Multiple Man has viability as a tank.
Yeah. So yeah, I was getting ready to say about Multiple Man after you were done there. Yeah. So if you want to get a jump DD2, D3, and you want to get a jump on Adam Warlock unlock, go ahead and rank up your Multiple Man. You can cut him off at G14 if you choose to do so, because that's the last level you have to get him at for Adam Warlock. But he also pairs really well with Scream, because when his dupes get knocked out, Scream gives turn meter off to her allies. So good combo there. So anything else you want to add for him before we go, as that's it for DD3?
No, I think we're good.
All right. Sounds good. Hopefully you enjoyed your roster review. Before we get into the next one we have for you guys today, if you guys are interested in getting your own roster review done, I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. Are you interested in having your roster reviewed by Maverick and I in this quick format roster review, helping you out in a game mode or two? If you are, all you need to do is join my Discord. The link to that is in the description down below. Then all you need to do is find the video section, find roster reviews, and there you'll find the latest roster review application where you can submit your request to have your roster reviewed by Maverick and I in a YouTube format. So if you need help clearing any content in the game, don't hesitate, apply today. All right, our next roster for you guys today is Be Easy. Be Easy is only 140 days in the game, but is more than your average spender. A little more than your average spender. So we're going to see what that looks like in his roster, but he's currently level 71, preparing for DD3, also running low on resources, but need help to who to invest in and how to build up resources also. And he's also had a thing about war. For the sake of this roster review and telling you how to be efficient, especially if you're looking to get resources, war does give you some resources, but it doesn't really give you enough to make up for the amount of investment you have to do to be super effective at that game mode. You just want to participate in the game mode. You don't really need to be the all-star of it, right? So I'm just gonna throw it in there. We're really not going to get into war in this video, just because I think that it's more important for me to help you focus on content that actually gives you a lot more resources to help you build your character, so maybe you can not have to spend on that stuff. All right, we're in here to his roster. We're going to start with Global, just because that's first up in DD3. We did scroll down to see what he doesn't currently have unlocked, and one of the things that stand out to me and is a very good tip for all new players out there, he doesn't have Emma Frost unlocked. And one of the best tips I can give you, because one of the best ways you kind of catch up in this game is through some of the orbs that most players, when they open them, are just repeat. They call it Ultimus food. But one of the best orbs to help catch up on character shards is the Milestone 2 orb, and the best way for you to collect fragments of that orb to be able to open up lots of it is be able to manage your gold by the High Roller Milestone. look at the high roller milestone every day. Make sure you end your spending somewhere on like an exact milestone number. Rather that's 1 million spending a day or the whole way to 2,375,000 a day. Never ever go past that number because that's the last time you get fragments for the milestone orb. But if you manage your spending to that, you earn tons of milestone orb fragments. It will help you catch these characters and unlock characters like Emma Frost. And Simius Spider-Man's a little bit of the low drop chance in there, but also a chance of getting him unlocked if you don't already. We haven't been to City yet. We will see. But you are an early game player, so it's a very useful tip and actually will help cut down on, store grabbing like Arena and stuff like that. So anyways, let's jump into this. Let's start with this top. We guys' favorites up here. I know instantly what you saw when we came here, but where building for Dark Dimension 3 and also just looking at future content, where's a good place for him to start here?
I mean, Secret Avengers is one of the best teams in the entire game, and it looks like what he's kind of started to focus on. And I feel like for the most part, he's doing it in the right order, which to me is Sam Wilson first, then Sharon Carter, then Maria Hill. And quite honestly, the amount of skill gear that you're going to need sucks.
Yeah.
But I would go ahead and put all of your skill gear into those three characters, and starting in that order, and work your way from there. Ultron is a character that he has unlocked that will be somewhat useful as a fourth in there. The one character that I would love to see there it is Ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, Ghost is a character that you would want to do as well. So that would be my 5 that I would start building towards for global. Obviously, you're going to have to be building different characters simultaneously because of origin gear. So, like, maybe working on Sam and Ghost, and then Sharon and Ultron, and what have you, depending on, what we're looking at for Cosmic and Global as well. Because you have to balance your origin types, which is something that I don't think we talk enough about in our Dark Dimension reviews, is balancing your origin types so that you're not waiting on doing 7 skill characters and 1 bio character.
Yeah.
You got to balance out your origin types a little bit.
Yeah. All right, so good. I'm assuming either his Winter Soldier is favorited either because he's going to start farming for Omega Red, planning for a round 1 unlock. Sharon Carter. Hopefully she gets farmable first, helps him with that. Or he's getting a head start on that new rumored bio team that's coming. One or the other. You have to let me know. Be easy. What's he started for? So with that said, let's jump to the next trait. And I think we have Cosmic up next. I got a Nebula going for his Infinity Watch, so yeah, I mean, as a spender, I like seeing this with spenders where they have the newer characters ranked up, because if you're spending and you're not ranking up the newest characters, you're wasting your money. That's all I gotta say. You're wasting your money. So he's doing a great job. Make sure he's focusing on the right thing when he does spend. Let's say he's off a good start for Dark Dimension 3. Anything that you see here?
Yeah, I mean, you want Kestrel, Gamora, Deathpool. The only other character, and this probably is a function of how quickly he's been in the game, is I don't see Silver Surfer.
He would start playing after Silver Surfer was in the game.
That's the one issue is Silver Surfer. But lacking Silver Surfer, lacking Minerva, I would go hard on those 3 characters that we talked about. Kestrel, Gamora's Deathpool, and then working on the rest of your Infinity Watch. Be careful when you're building this based off of origin types, because there's so much skill with Secret Avengers and Gamora and Kestrel and Moondragon. That's all skill or partial skill characters. So that you're going to have to do a little bit of a balancing there. Deathpool is the first Mystic character that I've seen that I would recommend for him. I would not really work on Hela. If you're needing mutants, Longshot and Shatterstar are both relatively farmable and are needed for Adam Warlock anyway. So those are solid options as well. Okay. At least in the short term. But as we're looking at Dark Dimension for you, you know, Sabretooth in Global, Wolverine in Global, or mutant options that are expected to get reworks here in the next week or so that might be viable characters for you to use if you're looking for someone to spend some mutant origin gear on to get going.
All right. With that said, I'm actually a little surprised that he actually has 0 of 45 on Surfer, because given what I'm seeing, he should be in an alliance that's radiant enough where he should be collecting shards of Surfer. So I'm a little surprised that he doesn't. So I guess another recommendation here is I would start searching around on Discord, stuff like that, for an alliance that is at least doing a high difficulty of ultimates at this point. You have a lot of good pieces going for you. There's no reason why you shouldn't be collecting Silver Surfer shards at this point, unless you're just forgetting to go into the raid screen, click on, I don't know what it is on the left-hand side that allows you to collect shards of Surfer, because he should be better than 0 out of 45 with his current roster, wouldn't you think?
It's really hard to see how that's possible.
Yeah, so I'm going to insert a little clip here. I'm going to try to pull this off if I can for you, of just where to go to find the milestones for the raid after you've been on. There should be a little red dot there too on the left hand side. Go in there, click on, just check to make sure you're not losing out on shards that you're not collecting, because there's also gear in there also that you could be missing out on if you're not claiming those milestones. And if you're not raiding, I highly recommend that you are raiding. And like I said, and if your alliance is not raiding, I highly recommend that you probably start shopping around for a different alliance. Even if you really like the guys, you're throwing your money away, investing in this game and not getting the most out of what you've invested in. And that's my takeaway. Before I get into the last one, do you have anything to say on the statement I just said?
No, I think you're good.
Yep.
Definitely, if you care about war, you need to care about raids.
Yes.
Because if you care about war and you're not caring about raids, you're not getting the resources to care about war.
Yeah. All right. So with that said, let's jump into the last origin here is City. Once again, I'm not surprised to see Shang-Chi build up, Misty Knight build up. He's got this Hero Fire going, all traits of a spender. And Cloak and Dagger is not unlocked as of the screenshot, so I'm pretty sure he works himself into a budget. But these two are definitely going to be important going forward. What do you got here? I mean, I'm seeing, where's that symbiote Spider-Man? I said I wanted to look for.
He's not unlocked. I mean,
yeah.
Until you get symbiote Spider-Man unlocked, I wouldn't even bother touching any symbiotes. I would go Heroes for Hire, Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
And when I say Heroes for Hire, really what I mean is Shang-Chi first, then Colleen and Misty, then Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
Yeah, definitely do Luke Cage and Iron Fist last. They are not the important two there. The other thing is this Cloak and Dagger. Once again, another thing, if you're a spender in this game and you kind of need to get like character shards and gear, Battle Pass and Strike Pass are two of the most efficient ways to spend $20 in this game. Gear, character shards, the best deal by far in this game. Another thing, you just have to kind of, care about enough to clear off to get gear and stuff like that. So I highly recommend that also to help you get these two unlocked. As someone who's really invested to be, to jump hundreds of days in front of other players, I definitely don't want to see that go to waste for you. So any other takeaways before we end this roster review there, Maverick?
No, I think you're right on the money.
All right, sounds great. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these roster reviews, and if you did, please do us a huge favor and support this channel by hitting that thumbs up button. If you're new here and haven't done so already, hit that subscribe. And if you don't want to miss any of our roster reviews, hit that notification bell. With all that said, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.